the domination of something like postmodernism and Marxism. You know, I've been criticized for that, but I think it's an accurate association. The postmodernists figured out, and they were right about this, that we see the world through a story. Now, that turns out to be something unbelievably complicated, and I think all the top-end neuroscientists like Carl Friston are, what would you call, converging on this presumption that you have to see the world through a story. And the postmodernists actually figured that out, the French postmodernists, you know, Foucault and Derrida and people like that. But then they did something that was a sleight of hand, and this all happened in the 1970s. They said, well, we have to see the world through a story, and even if you're a scientist, you're not exactly objective because there's a narrative driving your work that you might be unaware of. That's your implicit narrative. That's what might be implicitly biasing you. But they jumped to the conclusion that the underlying narrative was one of power. It's basically that all human relationships are predicated on power. And, you know, there isn't a more cynical viewpoint than that. And it's easy to take apart, you know, if you think about it for a moment in a practical sense. If your marriage is just based on power, first of all, it's an unpleasant place because it's tyrant and slave. And second, like, good luck with that, because people aren't that easy to tyrannize, you know. Like, maybe you have a willing slave in your wife, but I doubt it. If you're just trying to play power games with her, she's going to fight back with everything she's got. And then if you have friends, it's like, that's a relationship of mutual exploitation, is it? Then you're just a bully with henchmen, and they're going to stab you in the back the first chance they get.
You're a mob man. You're like a mob leader.
Yeah. Well, worse than that even.
A dictator.
You're a dictator. You're a dictator, you know. And, you know, people say, well, look at how successful dictator psychopaths can be. But I look at them and I think, well, if that's your definition of success,